Good afternoon, Vietnam.
Good afternoon.
Vietnam.
Yes.
It's your favorite podcast.
The Until Next Week podcast.
And guess what? It's next week again.
It is. Thank you for listening again.
You know who one of our biggest haters is?
Wow. Quick start. Who is it, Dane?
Bella Gerties.
Oh. Dane, do you want to let us know why she's one of our biggest haters?
Yeah, because every time I see her, I'm like, yeah, what do you think of the podcast? She's like, oh, I'm just waiting until next week to listen to it.
The puns. The puns are great, but please listen to us this week as well.
No, I don't want her to listen to us. She doesn't get the premium content.
Oh, that's true.
She only gets to see me like once a week then.
Mm-hmm. And tell us that she will not listen to our podcast until next week.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't listen to us, Bella.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, quick question of the day. And what is some Gen Z slang that you don't understand, Dane?
Okay. So this is in reference to last night and throughout the week, me and my roommates were talking about Gen Z slang. Mm-hmm. And the new I actually started learning about it on Thursday with my K-Life group.
Okay.
So
what age range do you have again?
7th graders.
Okay, yep, those are those Gen Zers.
Yeah, a bunch of crazy kids. But so we're sitting around and we're playing Pictionary and we're drawing stuff, whatever.
What did you draw?
I don't know. I drew several things. I drew Derek Jeter.
Ooh.
Shout out to Derek Jeter.
He's number 2.
Good friend of the podcast. And I drew a bunch of different things, mostly sports things. That's what all my kids are into. Mm-hmm. But we started talking about what the Riz is.
The Riz?
The Riz. R-I-Z-Z.
Not Ritz.
No, not Ritz.
Okay,
the
Riz.
You got to have it. The Riz.
Yeah, I don't understand that slang. Do you know what that means, Dane?
I had seen it from TikTok, and I kind of used context clues to figure out what it is. Mm-hmm. And then the kids and I started talking about it. It's basically like you have game, like with the opposite gender.
Were they saying this to you, Dane?
They were not saying it to me.
Okay, because you deserve it. You deserve it.
They were saying it to one of the kids in the group. They're like, oh, yeah, so-and-so has the Riz. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. 13-year-old you has the Riz.
That's something right there.
Well, I'm just like, ain't none of y'all old enough to be dating in this day and age.
And that's why you're their leader. You should tell them this so they don't.
Lots of things. I teach them about life.
Do you teach them about our podcast?
No, I didn't tell them about that.
I guess this isn't age appropriate for them whatsoever.
I don't know. I mean, we're not the worst thing they could be listening to. They're definitely listening to worse things on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Us.
That's true.
And so that's the new slang that I'm bringing to your attention right now.
Yes.
Is there any slang in like the history of since you can remember, which is a long time?
That's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. But that you were just like perplexed about whenever it first came about. Like for me, bet. Like when people are like, "Oh yeah, bet."
It's a great. Yeah, I love that TV show.
No
TV channel. Sorry.
That's BET.
It's a good channel though. Oh man, that's some great content for your Monday morning right here.
I said facts, so I don't know what I could get canceled for.
I think for a while, some of that slang that I also used myself was lit. I don't know if I completely understood that at first, but I just kept using it over and over, and that led into my freshman year of college, and I still used it way too much, and all my teammates just associated that word with me. So even like years later, they're like, "That's so lit!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is, but I don't really
lit.
Yeah, I don't really use it too much anymore, but I'm still well associated with that word in the Missouri State swimming community.
How about the way one of our mutual friends misuses the words the word gaslighting?
Wait, is that you? No, who does that?
Dude in K-Life. He's like, you gaslit me. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I'm like, no, that's not gaslighting.
I mean, it's whatever he thinks it is, I guess. Because
exactly.
with Gen Z slang,
it
could change. It could be different.
It's whatever you want
it
to be.
Yeah, it could be different.
Oh, man. Okay. So then...
Just so you know, Dane is not feeling the best today.
I'm all loopy.
He does not have COVID, but he is feeling like trash. And he looks it, too.
Hey.
Yeah.
I showered today. You're welcome. But, no, I started getting sick Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Wednesday night.
Yes.
Thursday I was sick. Friday I was sick. Today I'm like...
And today is Monday morning, obviously, when you're listening to us.
It is now.
Because that's when we release these episodes.
Yeah, so I'm not responsible for anything I say on the air.
Mm-hmm. Good thing I can bleep you as needed.
Good thing we're live. You can't take it back. I was promised this was live. Mm-hmm. Imagine when we first do our first live show.
Ooh.
You won't be able to bleep out anything I say.
I'll just have your mic very quiet, and then we'll just go from there and hope for the best.
I am a censor risk.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much we're going to get fined eventually from the FCC.
Ooh.
Is it the FCC?
It might be.
The FCC won't let me be.
What does the FCC stand for?
Federal Censorship Coordination.
Ah.
That sounds legit.
It might be it.
It could be it.
I'm not positive.
First two are right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the last one will be right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out
Control.
what it means.
I don't know.
So,
What's the next topic, Samuel?
Dane,
Yeah.
do you hear me?
Yeah.
What new country do you think clicked on our podcast for at least one episode
The
this week?
Netherlands.
You are incorrect because I think I mean that is a different country.
Okay, give me a continent.
So that's good.
Give me a continent.
Or
Or is it going to be too easy if you give me the continent? Is it like Mexico?
It's in Europe.
Oh, okay. Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're in Europe now.
Yes. Because first we're just the U.S. and Canada. Now we're overseas.
Czechoslovakia.
You're close.
Really?
Yeah.
Slovenia.
You're about 9 countries away.
9?
Yes.
Germany.
Yes. Hello, Germany. I'm glad that you accidentally clicked on our podcast
That's
at
not
one
true.
point.
We have a listener in Germany.
You might. I don't know how often you listen. You might have listened to all 3 episodes, but it says on my statistics app that Germany is now a listener of the Until Next Week podcast.
See, you say that they accidentally clicked, but we don't know if they're just an avid listener.
They could be listening nonstop. Like, I have no idea right now. So I'm really hoping that you are our #1 fan. And if you are,
we'll send you a T-shirt with my face on it.
Oh, snap. And if you want
if you pay the shipping.
Yeah. That could actually be really expensive then to ship overseas. But we are happy that you are a listener. And, we're just happy that we're international and now one of the best podcasts in Southwest Springfield, Missouri.
Speaking of things we're giving away, what are we giving it away, Samuel?
Okay, so Jake Trust and Art, one of our sponsors of the pod.
Love that guy.
He did give us a picture drawing of
Moses.
Yes, Moses, reconstructed.
Yeah.
And we were told that we are allowed to give this away
on
the pod. So for that reason, we will give this away on the pod.
Should they tell us?
There won't be any code words. It will be when you follow our Instagram account, when we have at least 100 followers, this will go to one random person.
No. I want to give it away this week.
We're giving away this week?
I want to give it away this week.
Okay. Well, if you follow our Instagram this week and you send us the word avocados, then we will select one individual to give this picture painting.
The first person that texts us avocados and the avocado
person?
emoji.
Then you're allowed to have this if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
That's what we're going to do.
Also, it's not a huge painting.
No, it is.
It's the size of a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's pretty small. But it looks cool.
It is cool.
And we hope that you think it looks cool as well. And you eventually buy one of his giant paintings.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we might just give it away.
I was told this one over here, if I kick a hole in it, it's going to be $900.
Which one is that?
I think that one with the gold.
This
is great for the radio broadcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, if you're listening to, radio broadcast. Yeah, so if you're listening to our radio broadcast or podcast, just imagine a stone marble figure with a majestic beard and then gold all over him, and it kind of looks like Dane.
The DSN network.
Mm-hmm.
Dane and Samuel network.
Yes,
DSN.
yes.
But okay. So we gave that away.
And now, So, this is going to be exciting. I wonder who's going to be the first one to say avocados and also claim the painting. You got to do both. You can't just say avocados. You got to say avocados and be like, yo, I want that. Then we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the others who do not get the painting will get a shout out.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, that's fair.
So now we're going to go into, your favorite segment of the week where we just talk about stats. We're going to talk about how many of you have been listening to our podcast.
Hard-hitting data.
Mm-hmm. This is incredible stuff. But, Dane, so we have 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
How many times do you think people have clicked on our podcast in all between 3 episodes?
3 episodes, okay.
Yes.
53 clicks.
You're really bad at this.
I know.
But if you go with the average clicks, you're almost right.
That's true.
So our average clicks is 43 plays per episode, which means we have 145 plays total.
Oh,
the reason I say average clicks and not listens is because some of you are finding our podcast and only listening for a short amount of time.
You punk hole.
Especially
Don't bleep that out.
Yep. No, we're gonna keep it. Especially episode 1. So it's a 40-minute episode. It has 70 plays, quote unquote. but the median playtime is 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Good.
That is not much, which means a lot of you are either finding our podcast by mistake and just clicking and going off, or you listen for 2 minutes and 50 seconds and be like, no, not for me. And you're missing out.
But if you're listening to this right now and you're at this point, you're one of our loyal, avid listeners.
Because in episodes 2 and 3, while we don't have 70 plays, we have right around 40 plays per episode, which is pretty good. And you know what? Do you know what our average playtime is?
What's that?
For I guess I don't know for both, but on our episodes are right around 40 minutes. Our median playtime is right around 40 minutes.
That's right.
That means that all 37 of you are basically listening to the whole thing.
That's right, and I love each and every one of you.
Every single one. If you send Dane your number, he will go on a date with you.
How do you send your number to me?
You over Instagram. We have an Instagram podcast.
You're pimping me
at
out too.
Until next week podcast.
You're pimping me out.
Yeah, I mean whatever it takes. We're giving away the painting. We're
That's
giving away
true.
you next.
That's true. Yeah, give me away. We should do a
I'm
Valentine's
kind of like the father
Day.
here. I'm just giving you away.
We should do a Valentine's Day date with Dane.
Ooh,
That'd be crazy.
Oh, that'd be really.
That
nice.
sounds expensive.
real good.
But I already know where I go.
Right here.
Not right here.
Where would you go then?
I don't know, man. I come up with something.
You just said you knew exactly where you're going to go.
Here's the thing.
And then you say you don't know.
I come up with great plans.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a wonderful boyfriend.
Can you? Wonderful
Humbly
boyfriend?
speaking.
Really?
I'm not a boyfriend currently, but when I am in a relationship, I'm wonderful.
So I'm a wonderful husband. I'm not a husband currently, but when I am, I'm wonderful.
Exactly.
Is that your same
No.
thought process?
No. When I'm dating somebody, I come up with great dates,
Mm-hmm.
inexpensive ones too, because I'm paying for them. So
Yes, that's true. That's true.
it's great. I got secret spots in the city. It's great. Yeah,
Thank you.
I know.
That was really good.
What a
Quality
time.
stuff.
It is quality.
So now we're gonna go into your next favorite segment of our episode.
Shout outs.
Oh yes, shout outs. We have found that we actually have an. Please don't copyright us. But that's a beautiful song. That's our jingle that our friends wrote for us.
Yeah.
It sounds similar to other well-known.
Yeah. If you're the person that's supposed to be writing our jingle and you haven't written it
we
yet,
care for you.
Sure.
And if you do write us a jingle,
and figure it out.
we will play it
Get jazzy
on the podcast. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But for shout-outs.
Shout outs. I think I have two.
Yeah. But we also have an Apple Podcast
Oh.
review
Wait,
because
I haven't heard this yet.
I know, and that's what I'm going to read it to you. I think I sent it to you, but you probably just forgot. So we have 6 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for all the avid reviewers.
Love you guys.
But we actually have a written out response to our podcast.
Does it say who it is?
Yes, it's from Midwest Man.
Who?
Midwest Man. And they put, honestly, who knows, man? If you're not sure, don't worry. These podcast hosts feel the same way. On a bright note, Dan and Samu, keep it real, are sometimes stupid and half the time real stupid. Tread with caution, laugh audaciously. Thank you, Midwest Man. I appreciate your 5-star review so much, and we hope for more 5-star reviews in the future.
Do you know who that is?
No, it literally just says Midwest Man.
I have no idea who that is either.
I think
That was so elegantly put.
yeah, I have 2 ideas. It could either be someone that we'll just call Dr. Pepperson.
Oh.
But if it's not him, then I'm guessing it's probably someone that goes by the name of Michael Fuller. I think it's one of them. If it's not either of you and you are the person who left the review, please let us know. Send us
Michael Fuller.
a 5-star review again from someone else's phone and let us know in your description of your review who you are.
Also, one of our shout-outs this week is the Dr. Pepperson.
Oh, yes. That is very true. Dr. Pepperson.
He's my dentist.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
He's always in there. But actually, we play basketball on Tuesday nights together, and that's how I got to know. Well, that's not how I got to know Dr. Pepperson, but he's a good friend of the show, like really great friend. We were texting about cars the other day and all the jazz and Jesus. And
Yes.
it's
Jazz
all
and Jesus.
Jazz and Jesus. That should be the new name of the podcast.
The Jazz and Jesus podcast.
I like that. But yeah, great guy, Dr. Pepperson. Go see
Yes.
him for all of your, what did I say he was, my dentist?
Yep.
Go see him for all your oral hygiene needs.
But yes, this Dr. Pepperson, he sent both myself and Dane a text message the other day.
Sure did.
Because I'm obviously close friends with Dane's dentist.
It's kind of weird.
And here's what he sent us. In the most brotherly and respectful way, I lost significant brain cells after persevering through your whole podcast. First off, I just want to say thank you for making it through our podcast. You are one of our top listeners for that very reason.
If you want to be a sponsor, go ahead and sponsor us, Dr. Pepperson.
But then he goes on to say, I feel as if a soulful confession needs to be made, still pressing into that with Yahweh. Amidst my mind growing dumber, I did laugh out loud a few times. All the illegal and fake sponsors, well done. Until next week, Dr. Pepperson. They're not illegal. They're actually our sponsors.
Yeah, 2 of them are real sponsors every week.
No, all 3 are real.
I can't tell you this week's sponsors yet, but
okay, well, yeah, it's you'll just have to wait until later in this episode.
Not until next week.
Nope, just until later in this episode.
Okay, so what's our next shout out?
Yes, so if you remember, we also asked you to send us the word bananas.
Bananas.
BANANAS. And 2 of you
Ooh.
did send us the word bananas and sent us your favorite ice cream topping. Do you want to know who these 2 individuals are, Dane?
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. So we actually shouted them out last week on the podcast. Number 1 is Joe Shine, and his favorite ice cream topping is cookie dough.
Basic.
What are your thoughts on cookie dough, Dane?
I like cookie dough, but it reminds me of a white girl.
Okay. Basic.
Yeah, basic white girls.
Okay.
Starbucks.
I respect that.
Jeeps. Uggs.
Gen
Cookie dough ice
Z's.
cream. Yeah, Gen Z.
Yes.
TikTok.
Amen. Our next person who sent us the word bananas, BANANAS, was Keaton Thomas.
Shout out to Keaton.
Avid listener of the pod.
Kitten.
And his favorite topping is hot fudge.
You know what that reminds me of?
What does it remind you of,
A
Dane?
natural disaster. Because you know what it does?
Oh, no.
It turns it into hot slush. It's not ice cream anymore. It's just like syrupy.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know I'm stealing someone's joke, but there's some comedian that always talks about how we like to name fancy drinks against other people's natural disasters, like a mudslide.
That's true. I almost said mudslide, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, so we just have a great drink, and that just destroys other communities. So well done, U.S.
Dang it.
I also want to say that I apologize that we made y'all jump last week when we censored out all of Dane's profanity. I will be better this week.
Also, I have 2 in-person shout outs to give because they said hello to me in person, and I forgot about them until
That's awesome.
2 minutes before this.
Dane, who are these individuals?
The first person was Alexa McQuarrie. She works at the church. She's like, your podcast is hilarious. Ha, 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 ha.
That,
and I was
could
like,
you tell her to leave us a review that says your podcast is hilarious? Ha, 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 ha. Because we need that. It helps our retention rate, I believe, and it helps get new listeners in on our podcast.
And clout.
Clout's the main reason we're doing this.
All facts. All facts.
All facts.
Anyways, but the second one is Rachel Carmack. She's a young, spry person of 18 years old who was in K-Life with us.
Ooh.
And then she moved to the deep south of Tulsa.
But
wherever she went.
But she still gets a taste of the Southwest
That's right.
Missouri area because of the Until Next Week podcast.
The Until Next Week podcast.
You guys are listening to it right now.
Yeah.
In case you found us by mistake, this is what we are.
Rachel, if you're listening, go ahead and spread it all over your campus at Oral Roberts.
Spread it like COVID.
Spread it like COVID. Oh, man. But also, I want to shout out my 2 friends, Isaac and Spencer, because they both suck. And I hope they hear this.
Well, I'm pretty sure Spencer, he did leave us a message on our Instagram this week. Isn't that true?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, let's go into his great message.
Him or Isaac, I don't remember.
He put, as you know, Dane is a Cowboys fan for whatever reason.
Huge Cowboys fan.
So Spencer decided to leave us a message. Raise the flags, go Bucks. And then he put, pack sand, Dane.
He always yelled that at us in high school. But also, what happened, Spencer? The Buccaneers folded like a lawn chair.
Yes, and the Cowboys did everything they could to lose.
No.
But they somehow still won against the guy who's very elderly named Tom Brady.
And divorced.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him at this point.
I don't feel bad for him. He chose this. He retired and then came out of retirement without telling his ex-wife. That's why they got a divorce, because he refuses to communicate.
Is that why he lost to the Cowboys as well?
Yeah, because the Cowboys communicate. We play good defense. We tried not to get injured. And on Sunday, when we go into San Francisco and we take down the 49ers, I'm going to be absolutely out of pocket with my Cowboys fandom.
That's amazing.
Dang near just tribulent. hold on, I'm trying to think, outlandish with
Yes.
my content that I'm putting up on the internet of the Cowboys' dominance through this playoffs. And I hope the Chiefs lose to the prince that was promised today, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, Dane. First off, I just want to mention Trevor
Good.
Lawrence has great taste in food because
Goat.
after he won last week, he went to
Yeah.
Waffle House.
He did. I saw
Well
that.
done. Yeah,
I saw
and he
that.
made it out alive, which is always a plus.
I'm so surprised he went.
Yeah. Honestly, that's so cool, though. But additionally, the Cowboys will lose tomorrow against the 49ers.
No.
But this is enough football talk, so we're going to go to our next quick question of the Dane. So,
Yeah.
Dane, could you go 0 for 4 in extra point attempts?
Okay. How far is an extra point?
I think it's about 20 yards. Isn't that right?
It's further than that now. It used to be like 20 yards.
So now it's like 25 yards?
They moved it. It's like 37 yards.
Which, again, as an extra point is super easy to do.
Yeah. It used to be really, really easy. Then they're like, this is too easy.
Yeah.
They had to move it back.
Yeah.
And this is all in question because during the Cowboys game, the Cowboys kicker, Brett Maher, good friend of the show, missed
Maybe
4.
not after this episode, though.
Well, no, we're not bashing him. These are facts. He's a great guy. We're sticking with him this week. He's going to make 25 field goals tomorrow. It's going to be great.
25.
For 75 points.
That's amazing.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
But
again, if you have not heard, he was 0 for his first 4 extra point attempts
consecutively.
last week, which has never been done in the playoffs.
I think he actually missed 5 in a row going back to the previous week.
That is horrible.
Well, they said the previous record in the playoffs was 2, and he missed 4.
Yeah, he broke
in
it
the
with
playoffs.
3, and then
Yeah.
I think since they've started recording stats, only one person in history has missed 4 extra point attempts, and that was when they first started recording stats, like in 1921.
Yeah, because no way they let him kick again, and that's why they went for it on that 4th down. Anyways, do I think I can make or I can miss 4 extra points in a row? I mean, I could for sure miss it, but
Yes.
could I make one?
Do
is
you
the question.
think you could make one?
I don't know. I don't know.
With the NFL line,
Yeah.
so they're all ahead of you. So you just have to basically be quick and kick.
Dang it.
That's our new tagline.
You know what? Screw it. Yeah, I can make it. I could do it. And if you guys want to test me, come watch us at the field, and I'll kick a 37-yard field goal.
37-yard field goal, and then we'll do our live podcast for all of you.
Yeah, if enough of you request for me to kick a 37-yard field goal, we'll film it and put it on our Instagram. That would be great content.
Yeah,
actually.
and it might not just be the story; it might be an actual post.
It should be the
so it's
actual
there
post.
forever until we delete it.
Until we delete it. That's like, I'm going to do this until I don't.
That's yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this
But
is
yeah.
quality stuff.
So, but yeah, love the football talk. Love everybody on this podcast. And speaking of our podcast, we had a lot of inspirations that went into deciding to make this podcast.
Yes, we did. So as I believe we mentioned on our second episode, I had always talked about starting a podcast. I usually shout out the idea to different individuals, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. But then we never do it. And then a couple years passed, and I said it to Dane, and he's like, oh, I've had podcasts. And I was like, okay, this is happening. It's going to happen. And now we're on episode 4, baby.
Look at us now.
Episode 4. But going off of kind of the inspiration for this podcast, I want to give a quick shout out, and it might not be super quick. I might talk about it for a while. I don't know. To the Ghost Runners podcast
Ghost Runners
of Kansas City, Missouri with Jake and Brad. I've been an avid listener of them ever since they started their podcast in 2019. And basically, their podcast is about nothing, just like our podcast. But their podcast is funny, and ours can be sometimes. So that is my main inspiration, Dane.
If y'all want to collab, hit us up at Samuel's telephone number.
Yes, I'm also Facebook friends with one of the hosts.
Nice. They accepted it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
at
he's
that.
from, Jake is from Stratford, Missouri originally. So he used to accept everybody's friend request, and I sent that to him before he got all famous on the podcast.
Famous will do it.
So I'm one of his, 5,000 Facebook friends, so we're tight.
I used to be Facebook friends.
With who? With me? You? Who? Anybody?
Nobody.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Facebook is so lame because it's just old people keeping up with young people. That's all it is.
Also Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace is legit. But other than that, it's like...
Well, it can be legit. There's a lot of illegitimate people on there.
You want to know something that grinds my gears on Facebook?
Hi, is this available?
I saw that in a post because I'm looking for a new car, right? And this person posted on here, if you respond with, is this still available? I will not consider your offer and I will not be responding. And I'm
See,
like, that's funny.
I'm different, though, because I do sell quite a bit on Facebook Marketplace. And if anybody sends me a message, even by mistake, I immediately send a message back like, hey, you interested? You want this? Like, et cetera. And I keep hitting them back until they do respond. And like, no, I don't want this. I'm like, okay, thank you. Because that's how you sell.
That's how you sell it.
That's how you sell it.
You got an ABC, always be closing. That's a movie from Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes.
I've never seen it. But
Okay. Do you want to watch it right now on the podcast?
might as well.
Okay.
Please
Yeah, our
stand by for-
longest episode yet. 3 hours with us commentary by Dane and myself watching this movie that I've never heard of.
Secret word.
Yes. Secret word.
Okay. Any other podcasts that give us inspiration to this?
I think I just kind of base off all
Becoming
podcasts.
something a little bit.
Yep, that is
Just a little
true.
bit,
Yeah, we originally, well, not originally, but we talked about our podcast idea when we went to see JP Pekluda speak in Springfield, Missouri. And as some of you might know, he has a podcast called the Becoming Something Podcast.
They just came out with a marriage podcast too, like a separate marriage podcast called More Than Roommates, and it's with people who
Is it
work.
becoming something more than roommates?
No,
That's a mouthful.
No. It's I think 3 people at their church, and they're starting like a marriage podcast.
That's cool.
Which, I mean, see you there.
I bet you they've probably all been married for at least like a year or two, so they know everything.
Are you married?
No.
Am I married?
No.
All right, nice.
Yeah, yeah. But we talked about the Becoming Something podcast, and originally our name was going to be the Becoming Something Better podcast. Be so be.
JP, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you are listening to this, Dane is the one who asked you to rap
Yeah.
for him, and you did, and it was awesome.
And then I gave you a hug.
Yeah, and I think you were disturbed the whole time.
That
but
doesn't matter.
It was pretty cool. Maybe we'll throw that on our Instagram at some point.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Until next week podcast.
Yeah, go ahead and follow
on
us,
Instagram,
JP.
and then leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple, or I did add us to Google Podcasts as well.
Finally.
I don't know if anybody listens to podcasts on there.
If you're listening to us on something other than Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then what are you doing with your life?
They're listening to our podcast for 45 minutes a week.
That's fine, but what are you doing with your life?
I don't know.
I don't
really
think my mom knows that I have a podcast.
I kind of don't talk about it a lot around my family. I know some of them listen sometimes. My sister Rebecca has.
Hey.
I don't know about anybody else. Rebecca, if you're listening right now, thank you.
I've never talked to your sister.
Have you? Maybe. You've maybe seen her before
She's
at
been
church.
with you. I've seen her, but I've never talked to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, she was at the Tournament of Champions the other day when you were there. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I was talking to my sister yesterday.
Quality. Yeah.
My sister.
Your biggest hater.
Yeah. Huge hater.
Yep.
And,
the I don't know what I was about to say there. The bag is out. Is that the word?
No,
Is that the phrase?
The cat is out of the bag.
The cat is out of the bag.
It's Lindsay.
Yes. His biggest hater.
Lindsay Renee Reed, or Lur, if you will. She's a huge hater. Every year I come out in like June or July with my top 10 haters of the year.
Yep.
And
she's 1 through 10.
no, she's not 1 through 10.
1 through 9?
No.
2 through 10.
No.
Okay, what is she then?
She's just number 1.
Okay.
You can't have multiple people be multiple positions. But I come out 1 through 10 biggest haters, and for 3 years in a row, she's received 60 of 60 first place votes. Biggest hater. So if you know Lindsay Reed, formerly known as Lindsay Biesmeyer, you text her right now.
Wait. You guys used to have the same last name?
We used to. Wow. I'm tired of you.
Oh.
Okay.
Quality content.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If you were to set up a fake business, maybe to launder money through, maybe not to launder money through, what would your fake business be?
So it's a real business, but it's a fake business?
Yeah, it's like a front.
Okay.
It's kind of like how Drake said once, she don't really love me, she just putting on a front.
I mean, I think I have to go back to the whole Facebook Marketplace deal because as you heard, I think on our first episode, I have an Instagram account called @SlamsBobbles.
That's true.
And I post
friend
bobblehead
of the
pictures on
podcast.
there, but most of my bobbleheads are sold on Facebook Marketplace. And there's a lot of money to be made in bobbleheads if you do it right. And I do it pretty well. So
Kinda
if
like
I'm
baseball cards.
Yeah. So I mean, I also do baseball cards as well.
Oh.
I don't really sell them as much as I do collect them, but that is something that I partake in.
Look at you.
But if I were to, I guess, launder money, which I'm not going to do, I want to make that clear. I am
Disclosure.
not going to launder money. So I'll say again, I am not going to launder money whatsoever. But if my friends thought I were to launder money it would probably be through selling of bobbleheads or sports cards or something else along those lines. But I'm not going to do it. I want to make that very clear. Dane.
You know what I think?
Yes.
I think the people who are narcs are the ones who call people narcs. And so I think the people who say that they're not going to launder money are the people who are laundering money.
Yeah, Dane.
So you're laundering
Talk all
money,
smooth
dude.
in that microphone.
Hey, how you doing? I noticed you noticed me, and I want to put you on notice. I'm noticing you too.
You know, when you talk like that, you remind me of someone that we personally know and love. And I
Who?
want you to guess who it might be.
When I talk like that?
It's someone who might have recently got engaged, who is a participant in K-Life.
Trent?
Yes.
Shout out to Trent.
Yeah.
I love Trent.
I feel like he talks like that a lot. Like,
He goes,
yeah, you look
he's
good
like,
today.
dude, how you doing? You
Well,
know,
we love you. You're awesome, and congratulations on getting engaged. I hope you wear one of your engagement ring T-shirts
yeah.
soon, or a hat, cap, etc., so people know that you are engaged as well.
Facts.
Because you don't have a ring.
Facts. I'm glad that you can holla at Grayson indefinitely now.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, let me holla at you real quick.
Yeah. If you both listen to this podcast together right now, leave us a 5-star review. Oh my word!
I can't, dude.
This is good. Okay.
Okay. You want to know my fake business?
Yeah. Please tell me what your fake
I just
business
had
would
one
be.
and I forgot it. I really did.
Is it because you're sick? Is that why you can't remember
I can't remember
anything?
a lot of things,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, if you remember it, we can go into it later.
I'll just cut you off and then go into
Yep. Okay, Dan, how about this one? If you were ever to be arrested, what do you think your friends would think it would be for?
shouting obscene things in public.
Mm-hmm. But at least they would all be censored by me.
Yeah. I mean, well, this isn't public.
Oh,
But like, for
okay.
instance, I was at Fort Linwood yesterday,
Mhm.
and I was actually cognizant of like, I'm like, I can't.
Great word.
I can't say certain things.
Mhm.
I was like, can't yell bomb here, because I was like, and then I was like, and then I started thinking, I was like, oh, I have my pocket knife on me. I was like, am I gonna get tackled? But nobody tackled me, so that's good.
I'm glad you didn't get tackled.
Also, Fort Leonard Wood's crazy. It's like a little community. Like they have a Slim's Chicken there. They have Popeyes and a grocery store.
And if you have those three,
houses.
that makes a community. Oh, houses?
Houses and tanks driving down the street, though.
That's awesome. Oh, I probably shouldn't make a joke here.
It's actually really weird.
Mm-hmm. That's cool,
I don't know. But yeah, that's where I was at yesterday. And so if I was going to be arrested, it'd be for the same reason that me, my brother, my dad, and my sister got kicked out of Staples.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did you actually?
We got kicked out of Staples when we were younger.
Because you were shouting profanities?
No, because my brother, we had just seen the movie Meet the Fockers.
Oh.
And want to enunciate that.
Oh, no.
And that part where he's on the plane where he goes, what's the wrong with saying bomb? And so... and he gets kicked off the plane. But we're in Staples, back to school shopping. And my brother goes, what's so wrong with saying bomb? And he yells bomb. And then next thing we know, they were like, hey, you need to leave the store.
No, I have a bomb.
No.
I'm
we didn't say
serious. It's on me right now.
that. We all just
Why do you think I came to Staples? I thought you could help me out.
remove the staple.
Yes.
No, that was just one of the things from my childhood that we did. My younger brother, Cole, if you're listening, you already know you have a snake in your closet. So
Yep. But you're not his biggest hater, so it's okay.
he's at one point he was high as number 3.
Number 3.
Currently, he's number 5, but only because of proximity.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because he once said to me one time, he goes,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you think you're so funny because you ain't that cute. Your hair's uneven and you look dusty.
Oh, could he write the jingle for our podcast?
What?
Could he write the jingle for our podcast, the Until Next Week podcast on Spotify, Apple, and your other podcast platforms such as Google and Anchor?
He couldn't write anything. No.
Okay. He just spits those rhymes.
Was that a rhyme?
I think it was at first, but then you said dusty, so that kind of threw it off.
Well, I don't know.
He could be one of those
Hair's
Gen Z
uneven.
rappers.
Your hair's uneven. Anyways,
So,
what would you be arrested for?
So, again, it's not if you were... Oh, I guess it was, because it's if you were arrested for a reason. What would your friends think?
The reason is.
Yeah. I'm assuming they would think it's something with getting... maybe being...
Yours would be streaking.
But they probably wouldn't think that first.
Yeah.
As you might know, I did swim in college, so I did enjoy wearing Speedos.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
And sometimes I would be in public with those Speedos on, but it would be around like the swimming pool area.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think they would think that would be the reason why. I think they think the reason that I would be arrested.
Felony arson.
Yes, probably that. But if not that, it would probably be. I mean, I feel like the most realistic is like speeding or something, which I don't. I've never been pulled over for speeding because they can't catch me. And just kidding. I drive a 2003 vehicle that does not go very fast. Yeah, no. But I feel like they would think that, or maybe something with getting in the way of kids at sports games when I'm trying to get autographs or something.
Oh yeah, I've seen you do that.
Because I'm older than people who are like, oh, you're just gonna get arrested for whatever reason. That's all I can really think of right now.
I can see you being detained.
But
I have something to tell you.
Yeah, what is that?
So, I was watching this video the other day on the Lion King. And
was it the Lion King?
It wasn't the Lion King. It was something about the Lion King, and there's something that the fans need to know.
Yes.
Everybody,
listen. Yes.
I know you're hanging on to every
listen
word.
up, y'all.
Mufasa is not the rightful king of Pride Rock.
Who? What? No.
He's not the rightful king
of
Pride Rock.
Is that why they had to kill him?
No, that's not why he killed him. Scar is the rightful king of Pride Rock.
I need you to explain this further because my mind is currently blown like the bomb you brought into Staples.
I didn't bring a bomb on Staples.
Your brother brought into Staples.
Thank you. But so I was watching this video, and they started talking about how Mufasa, and the way that, or what type of lion they are, which is an Eastern African lion, and so the little tufts of fur on their back of their like legs and stuff.
Yeah.
Scar's is black and Mufasa's is red, right?
Yeah, of course.
And they said that lions with darker fur have higher testosterone and stronger, is stronger because of that. Don't look at me.
I was checking your legs to see if you had the same.
It's on my elbows, dude.
Okay.
I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. But they also said that when when Scar does take over, like when he kills Mufasa, that standard procedure for those lions in real life would be they would kill all the cubs of the previous king. That way they could have their own cubs with all the lady lionesses out there. And so that's part of what would happen. And then if that didn't work and it was mismanaged like it was, because if you remember, they didn't eat a whole lot and everybody was all mad when Scar was king, then the lionesses would have taken over and overthrown him anyways, and then it would have become a desolate wasteland like it did.
Yeah.
So Mufasa, amongst other facts, if you want me to send you the video, I will, is not the rightful king of Pride Rock.
That is the best analysis I've ever heard about this topic in my life.
I know, right?
I'm not lying.
Mine...
Oh, that was unintentional, but it was good. Oh. Actually, yes, it was intentional. I'm not lying. Oh, wow.
This will be our last podcast. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, we could have ended it right there, but we're not going to end it yet.
We're not
Do you know why I'm not going to end it yet?
Why?
Because we have hate mail.
We have hate mail?
Yeah.
Yes, I love hate mail.
You know what? You know why the hate mail occurred?
Who?
It's mainly... I mean, it's kind of because of both of us, but I'm going to blame you.
Whatever.
You know when we talked about Taylor Swift last week?
No.
Yeah, we did. And you're talking about how some of her music is trash.
It is trash. Some of it.
So here is some of the hate mail.
Give me their name.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And this is from, as you like to call her, my lady friend.
Ooh.
Yes. So here is what she said.
Bonjour.
This one I guess is originally for me, then we'll get into you.
Okay.
But she said, I am severely offended that you talked about Taylor Swift on your podcast and didn't mention me once, and also Dane's opinion on All Too Well is trash. Consider this your first hate mail. Sent with love, Lauren. Additionally, she went on to say, are you ready to hear what else she said?
Should I address that first?
It's kind of saying the same thing, but basically she said that she was severely offended that we talked about Taylor Swift on the podcast, didn't mention her once, and also Dane's opinion on All Too Well is considered trash. So it's the same thing over and over again. And one of the reasons why she is what people would call a Swiftie. Yes. And then she also wanted me to make it clear to the public that, yes, she met Taylor Swift about 10 years ago. She got selected at a concert to go meet her.
That's crazy.
Yes. So that's why she was offended when we did not bring her up, which you didn't know. So it's partially on me,
I
but
was
it's
like, how did I
mainly
know that?
it's mainly because of you that your All Too Well opinion is trash for the 10-minute version. So please defend yourself starting now.
Okay. So I like to break this down from a fundamental standpoint.
Boom, boom, boom.
Her first album was when she was a country artist. Great.
Yes.
Like 15, have that on vinyl. Great. Sparks Fly, also great.
Yep.
I want to get that one. Red, it's okay.
It was good.
It's okay, yeah. All the way until basically 1989.
That was the album after Red.
It was?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm not a huge Swiftie, but I liked her old stuff.
Yeah, it was Taylor Swift was, I think, her first album. And then it went into...
Actually, we have the internet. We can look this up.
Oh, this just in. We do have the internet, and that's because of one of our sponsors, which we'll get to later in the pod.
Okay, so...
Get close to the mic, Dane, when you read this.
So, her albums... I need to get them in order here. In order. Here we go. Okay, so the first one is Taylor Swift. And is that the one with Teardrops on My Guitar on it?
It is.
Okay, good album. Next one, Fearless. Great album. Love that song, Fearless.
Love Story.
Love Stories in that one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Love
Okay.
that. Speak Now.
Means on that.
Ugh, that one sucks.
It's
Why
a-
you
it's-
gotta be so mean?
It's good.
No, it got annoying.
Okay.
Okay, but Speak Now, good.
Yeah.
Speak Now World Tour. That's the same thing. Okay.
I thought you were going to just go normal albums because then it goes on to Red.
Yeah, Red.
Mm-hmm.
Red has All Too Well on it, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so. Yeah. And a couple other that were okay on there.
Yeah.
1989. Loved Style. Loved Blank Space. It,
Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York was okay.
Yeah.
That's that one, Wildest Dreams.
Yeah, I think that was on her. I could be wrong. I think they had a deluxe edition, and I believe that song was on the deluxe version.
Okay.
Also, just quick fun fact.
Yeah.
I've been to 2 Taylor Swift concerts in my life.
Oh.
Did not pay for either of them
That's
because
even better.
my mom knows how to win tickets for concerts. So I saw her 1989 tour in Kansas City for free.
Nice. Ooh.
And then I saw her, not Fearless, I saw her Reputation tour in Kansas City at Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium on like the stadium floor itself. And I got to see that for free as well.
Wow.
I saw Taylor Swift sneeze right ahead of me and blow her nose. And I have a picture of it. I was within a few inches of her. It's amazing.
You showed me that picture.
Yeah, it's
I
a good.
remember that.
We could maybe post that on the pod at some point.
You should.
Yes. But keep going. So we have 1989.
89, good. It's a pretty good one. Redemption. What's on Redemption?
Reputation?
Yeah, Reputation. I can't read. Sorry, podcast world. I can't read.
She has several good songs on there. That's kind of, again, I think we mentioned last week is where she kind of went back and forth, where some of her songs were very good and some weren't as good. Some of the ones that I liked were In Game. That's a good one.
No.
Ready for It, another
No.
good song. I don't really know all the other ones. I think I Did Something Bad has a good beat.
What?
What else? New Year's Day. That's a
Never
good
heard
one.
of any of these.
Yeah, you'd probably hear them. You've heard Ready for It. You've probably heard In Game. You've probably heard I Did Something Bad. But yeah. Oh, and then Look What You Made Me Do was the one.
I hate that song.
It's so
much.
bad, and
Yeah.
she got sued
Good.
for it because it sounded like that. I don't really want to say what the song's called.
Look what you made me do.
Yeah, Look What You Made Me Do.
That song, I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Yes, that one. Yeah,
You got to bleep that out?
I don't know. We'll keep it.
Yeah, I was quoting something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad word.
But basically, it has like the exact same beat, and she's like, "Okay, you guys can be co-writers on the song or something like that."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The co-writers on that?
Yeah, basically because it sounded so similar.
And then we get to Folklore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've listened to any.
You also skipped Lover
Oh, shoot.
in 2019.
Yeah. Lover. So Lover was pretty good. It was okay.
I think that was the first album I did not listen to all the way through.
Oh, I haven't listened to any of these.
Maybe
albums.
Reputation. Actually, I guess not the first one, but I don't. That was where it kind of started turning for me. I didn't listen to it nearly as much with Lover.
Yeah. I mean, Lover was okay. You had obviously Lover on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else is on there?
Let me look for you. Lover, Taylor Swift.
Swifty.
Yes. Oh man, Lover, Taylor Swift album. I'm
Oh,
typing.
Enchanted on Speak Now is great.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you just jump back a little bit.
Well, I'm scrolling down here.
Okay.
Why
Can't I find her
Dude,
album?
you need to go to the article I'm on. It
list?
has everything.
I'm on Wikipedia.
Oh.
Okay. Some of the songs on there. Oh, I don't really know most of these. The only one I really listened to that I know off the top of my head is Me, and that had the guy from Panic at the Disco on it. I didn't really listen to most of the other parts of the album.
Okay.
But, yep, that's it.
So, let's see here. I have it right here. That's Redemption. Or Reputation, I mean.
Yep. Quality.
So,
quality
Lover.
Stuff.
Okay. Cruel Summer's on there. That one's okay.
Okay.
Lover, The Man Archer. Paper Rings was okay. Carolina Street.
This is actually just a Taylor Swift podcast.
Yeah, it is. It's turning into it.
Yep. 3 of our 4 episodes, we have mentioned her.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Folklore, I've heard Cardigan. Exile's pretty good. August. Betty, which a lot of conspiracy about Betty.
Lots of conspiracies.
Yeah. We won't get into that part.
That could be until next week.
Yeah. We'll talk about the conspiracy for Taylor Swift and Betty next week.
Dane will go on a deep dive.
Yeah. I want to take it back to Red, though, because as I was scrolling down, I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
So
have you is that where you're going to defend your opinion on All Too Well?
Yeah, because it's way better than the 10-minute version. It just is. And,
but why?
Well, because I have memorized it, and it doesn't have a cuss word in it.
I mean, that's honestly the reason.
Yeah.
Like we our censoring values on this podcast.
22.
Good song. Great song. I listened to it when I turned 22.
Got annoying.
And before and after.
I did too, though, on my 22nd birthday.
Yeah.
I almost do. That's a good one. I like that.
I don't know if I know these as much. I just know like the
it's a sad
key ones. Yeah.
There was another one on here. Begin Again. That was pretty good.
One's kind of a sad one, but it's a good one.
It is. The Moment I Knew. That was a really good one. Everything Has Changed. Low key, pretty good.
Yeah, we're just gonna list every single song or her discography. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, but that's all the ones that. She does a Drops of Jupiter cover.
Yeah, I guess she does.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my take on Drops of Jupiter.
Okay, yeah. What's your?
I love the way Drops of Jupiter sounds by Train.
Yeah.
But when they say that Heaven's overrated, I'm just like, I can't get past that part.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm like, Heaven's underrated, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I get mad about that.
And that's a great transition into our sponsors of the week, Dane.
Sure is.
Who is our number one sponsor on this podcast?
Number one sponsor, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Amen. He's
Love
still
that
here.
guy.
We're still here.
He's still here. We'll be here as long as he's still here until we get really big or we have families or something like that.
But
even then we'll still do it.
Yeah, of course.
And then our second sponsor, Jake Trust in Art,
who finally provided us with the painting.
Finally.
That we mentioned we'll give away on the podcast. If you send us a keyword, I believe it was avocados.
It is avocado.
But you also have to ask for the painting.
That's
to
true.
Get it.
Within the text message, yes.
We might also charge shipping depending on where you live. Or we'll just save it for you.
If you're in Germany or Canada, for sure.
Yeah, that would cost way too much to ship.
If you're outside of Springfield, we're going to charge the shipping. So.
But if we have a new listener next week from North Korea, we will pay for the shipping.
We'll talk about North Korea next week.
Yep. Kim Jong-un is going to be our next listener.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to be there with Dennis Rodman talking to him like, yes, I love your podcast until next week.
And then our last sponsor is Brahms reasonably priced ice cream, not Andy's. Andy's sucks.
Okay, nope. No, because Andy's could be a potential sponsor, and I love Andy's a lot.
Andy, if you're listening.
No.
It's custard. It's not good.
It's great. Yeah, you said about their reasonably priced ice cream.
And
Andy's is custard. We're
Andy's
talking about
is
ice cream
unbelievably overrated.
No. I'm not going to let you speak this hate for Andy's on our Taylor Swift podcast.
You have to name this Taylor Swift now. But it's just unbelievable how much I
really good. Just talk about why you like Brahms. Don't talk about your Andy's hate because it's trash, like your trash view on Pineapple Whip.
I want to go somewhere where I can get reasonably priced ice cream and a
We're
gallon
not
of milk.
going to fight on this. We need to keep this going week by week.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to continue the argument into our next podcast.
Yeah, we are. We're not going to stop.
We're not going to stop, not even now.
Mm-hmm. Or now.
Or now.
Or now.
All right. Love you all. See you next week.
Until next week, we'll see you.